the last 2 years, league winner in our league has had Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback. Before that, it was Russell Wilson. Before that, it was Dak, Rodgers. You see a kind of a trend where you need a top 5 quarterback to have some fantasy success. And right now, it's a pretty interesting landscape with Dak coming off an injury. But before that, he was putting up monster numbers, like almost 28 fantasy points per game. Kyler Murray took a huge leap forward, was QB2 last year. Rodgers was the MVP of the year. Herbert came out of nowhere, took the league by storm with his numbers as a rookie. Then you have Deshaun Watson, who, you got to wonder whether he's even going to see the field this year. You got the electric Lamar Jackson, QB1 just a couple years ago. You got to wonder if he's, got the chance to get back to that level. We'll discuss that, a bit. So, looking at our rankings, we're just putting up our top 10, really to just kind of dive into some draft strategy and rankings right now. Right off the bat, Germs, what do you have against Patrick Mahomes? QB6. You have him at the end of the year being the 6th best fantasy quarterback. Tell us why.
This was tough, man, because it's hard to go against, it's hard to go against ESPN. It's hard to go against all the mock drafts. And everything I see, on YouTube, online, they got him as number 1. They don't even talk about the number 1 position because it's a lock. And for me, it's a lot of people thought that last year, and who was number 1 last year, So I as a whole, I've been mentioning this in like the past videos. I feel like the Chiefs will digress. So, that's kind of my this is my gut feeling. I feel like a lot of teams have a lot to prove in the league. This QB's list was actually pretty hard to make because, it's a lot of guys and it's just, we did a top 10 and it was hard to kind of, pick these guys. But yeah, they're going to digress. I have them having a down year. I think, one of their issues has been, that everybody knows they can score. Everybody knows they could do their home runs, throw down to Tyreek, quick touchdowns. But I think that's been kind of their problem, man. They need to possess the ball, kind of, control the clock a little bit. I think, Edwards-Helaire, he's going to have a great year. And I think they will try to establish a run game a little more. And that's going to affect the numbers overall in the passing game. That's pretty much why I got him, dipping. But it's more of it's more of like I see other guys wanting to get that title. So it's more like, there's more, competition. QBs are out there, man. And look, Allen just got paid. That's the league knows. There's these guys out here. Russ is hungry. Dak is back. It's more like, more guys are going to step up than him, taking a dip.
Yeah. I see you're kind of like reading in between the lines, like,
yeah.
And it's interesting, man. You're definitely a more kind of feel guy. You're looking to pass that eye test. And you've had a lot of success, that way. You've got 3 championships in our league. Mike's got the same, and he's kind of the opposite. He's all about numbers and stats. That's his game. He follows that, and I think it's interesting to bring both of you guys in to kind of talk about that.
It's hard to make my list and not have him as number 1. And if you ask me, would I take him if he's available in this second, third round and he's available? I might have to take him just because our league is that competitive. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to, but I might have to.
So your list is more of your gut feeling.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. So let's dive into that. It's your number 1 guy is Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Yep.
And Mike has Lamar Jackson as his QB 8. I have Jackson as 3, which I think is, maybe I'm a little bit in between both of you. But Mike, what do you see from Lamar Jackson that is having him as your QB 8? I think he's QB 4 going in drafts right now.
So there's a lot that goes into that. One, I think at a certain point the league just figured Jackson out. So he obviously he played I think 7 games his rookie year, sophomore year, lit the world on fire, won MVP. Following year, people figured him out. Granted, he didn't have the weapons that he maybe should have had or could have had in that season. If you're looking at, so I was just looking at pressure rates. I think what teams have done better than ever to stop Lamar has been to pressure him. When he does drop back to pass, I think his pressure rates went from like 12.8 in his MVP season in 2019 to like 22 in 2020, and it showed. Like when he has guys in his face, he doesn't know what to do with the ball. I think that 2019 was an outlier. 8 is what I have him at right now. I could hear an argument for 7 or 6, maybe, just with the addition of Bateman, but I don't see him going back to that form, especially when you're talking about him going over guys like Mahomes, who I think can like actually light the world on fire. They lost Orlando Brown. He's a right tackle, so that's not as big a deal, but Orlando Brown is a stud, man. I'm not as confident in that O-line, and if pressure was an issue last year, then I imagine it's going to be an issue this year too.
Yeah, it's kind of got that like league has kind of figured him out sort of feel.
Right. It's like everyone knows that Jock Peterson can hit fastballs, right? So what does the league do the following year? They stop throwing him fastballs. And what happens? He hits 185.
I love the baseball analogies. Gotta love them. All right, so no one has Tom Brady in their top 10 except me. Germs, I thought you were gonna bring Tom Brady in your top 10. You got Jalen Hurts as your 10th. I thought that was the spot for Brady. No one sees old Tommy doing his thing again. Year number 75.
So he was up there on my my 10th pick, because my 10th pick was kind of like it was like kind of like who's gonna get the garbage time points, or and that's why I went with Hurts, because I feel like Eagles aren't gonna have a strong year, and but he's gonna have to make something out of nothing, and
points are points.
That's why I got Hurts up there. But if Brady should be there, and he it's kind of a disrespect that he's not on my list, but I have him more as like one of my sleeper picks. He has the targets. He obviously has all the weapons. The defense is still as strong as can be, and that's kind of one of the things that it's their defense is still that great. Maybe they won't need so much offense. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's why I didn't want to put him there numbers wise.
For sure, man. I'm with Germs. Like I mean, it's tough to keep Brady off the list, but I look at every guy on my list and I just can't make an argument for Brady over him. I mean, I think what did he finish as last year? Like QB 9, QB 10. I think that's his absolute ceiling. He threw for like 40 plus touchdowns, 4,000 plus yards. I'm not gonna call it on Brady.
You're not gonna
because I've done it so many times and I've been wrong every single time. But
you're not gonna trade him and Le'Veon Bell for Patrick.
I'm not gonna say he's too old, but at a certain point, I'm just gonna stop betting on him. Like
we always do.
Look at my list. I have Mahomes, Murray, Allen, Dak, Rodgers, Wilson, Herbert, Jackson, Tannehill, Stafford. I just think that there are a lot of higher upside guys. Like the floor of Brady is nice, but I think last year was his absolute ceiling.
Can I say one thing? And this was the reason why, like he's one of my sleepers. He is gonna go off in some games. Some games he might throw like 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, whatever. but then he's also gonna have like 14,
like 214 yards,
Yeah.
1 TD.
and those weeks are gonna piss you off if that's your QB.
Are we talking about Ryan Tannehill or Tom Brady?
No, we are. I mean,
You shut your mouth about Tannehill.
like I said, dude, that defense is nasty. That defense can win them games, by
Oh, they're
themselves.
so gross.
So it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll take Ryan Tannehill all day over Tom Brady.
Tannehill's
question.
Tannehill's my number 11 right now, and Brady's my
No
10.
question.
So
I have
they're
Tannehill
neck and
9, and I feel like I'm sliding him a bit.
Yeah.
we'll see.
I think
Well,
he
hey
finished
guys,
last year number 7. Year before that, when he was playing, I think he was number 6.
yeah,
he's
Tannehill's
got Julio Jones.
solid.
Consistently
solid floor.
Yeah, he has. He
Yeah.
has. Definitely got to give him props.
We'll see.